us that we're just reckless, immature. You know, we just go out, get drunk, parties, trash stuff. And now it's just kind of, it's, how can I put it? By doing this, what they're doing, the labels, it's like people are thinking, yeah, the labels are correct when they're not incorrect, because you feel like me, I do stuff in my life, I don't need to go around looting and shit. Excuse my language. And obviously there's so much youth that does a lot of things, but they're not representing us. And I think as a black youth as well, it's just getting a whole lot deeper. Now when people walk down wearing hoodies, white people are definitely gonna run. They're gonna run. Even though the white youths are doing it, majority are black. So you see that white woman, when you're crossing the road and you've got one hoodie on, you don't even have to have it up. She will start hot stepping, what? I wouldn't want to be her. Just saying. I think the communities that are involved, the main ones, it's pretty big to see they're more like the more core urban communities. So now, some of them have just been fixed up, like Brixton was just getting fixed up. I don't really know about Tottenham, but a lot of the places I know were just being fixed up. So now it's like you've just devalued your community. Half of the people have been burning down stuff there. So when you want to go shop or you want to put little gas or electric on or buy something, you can't even buy it and run down the road. You have to go further out to go and get what you need to get, which it don't make no sense. Your community was poor to start with, and now you've just made it poorer. Like if you thought you was going through poverty now, then now try and go shop when all the no shopkeeper wants to even open up their shops now. I think now it's going to make it worse because the elders of the community, or people who have had their houses burnt or shops or burnt or whatever, they're gonna look at youths and just think it's going to be like a, how can I say, like not even a bitterness but resentment towards the youth now. It doesn't matter if you was involved or not, you're a youth. So now I think it's just going to separate the community. It's going to be like the youths and the adults, or the youths and the police. And it's just going to be the youths against everyone else, because now they're pushing it more onto them. Even though there were adults involved, it's more of a youth thing now. I think they played the biggest part because it's not even like not just the social network. I think the media, like the news, helped to get it across a lot more quicker, because the social network just said, okay, maybe meet here, do this, but no one knew if it was going to actually happen, or it said this place is getting burnt down. But unless you're there, you don't know if it's true, because a lot of people are telling lies through the social networks, saying it was happening in places that it wasn't. So it was obviously making people want to come there, and if it didn't happen, they were going to start it anyway because they've come out of their house and they're going to want to come back with something. But the media, the news, was still reporting it happening there. So if it was safe it's happening in Clapham, then the person way over in Bromley or somewhere knew it was going on. So that person, if they know it's happening in Clapham, they know they can start it here because all the police are in Clapham. So it did play a big part. It's rubbish. They're not really handling it. They're kind of just standing back and letting everyone do what they need to do. Like, it's coming like they're scared. And police are never scared. Like, when they want to stop and search you, or if there's like, they've outnumbered you, that's it. But maybe, I don't know, because they're outnumbered or they're just trying to defend themselves. But I don't know, I don't think they're handling it appropriately. They're just kind of, they're letting everyone just do what they want to. There's probably going to be a lot of cuts. Like, they've already started cuts in like schools, youth clubs, but I think the cuts are going to be dramatic now. People are going to feel it. I don't know if they're going to cut benefits and just all kind of things. I think the taxes will probably go up because now they need to pay for this and make sure the Olympics run smoothly. So it just seems like the more poorer urban communities that did this to themselves are going to become more poorer because they're not going to be able to pay for it and maintain their own household. And then the richer people, I don't know if they're going to have to pay for it because they didn't really do it, but if they have to pay, they still be all right. So I think now middle class is going to go down and get poorer. The poorer are just going to be wiped out, and the rich will just stay where they are. That's what I think. I think, in a sense, it's wrong or right. I think, yeah, there are some youth that are reckless, that wanted just, obviously, if you know a shop's going to be broken into, you're going to get stuff for free. So yeah, some people are just going to run and take it. So yeah, if the opportunity is there, they're going to take it. So yeah, some of them are, but there's others that are actually struggling, that they can't get a job because there's cuts in jobs. They're on JSA or EMA, which is £30 a week. JSA is like 50-something pound a week, where they can't even survive. They couldn't even say, oh, I want a new laptop. Let me wait a month and save to get the money because it's not realistic. So obviously, yeah, they're going to take it because there's no actual resources or anything out there in order for them to get jobs if there's cuts and nothing really going on. So obviously some people weren't even just stealing for the purpose. Some people were obviously stealing because they needed some of the things. Some people were stealing food. There was tramps on the road with like trolleys of food, and this is the only time they're going to get fed. So I don't think they should all put the same label on everyone that's involved, because people did it for different reasons. Some people did it to prove a point. Some people did it because the opportunity was there. Some people did it because they needed shit. Like some people are robbing trainers or whatever for their children or themselves because they can't afford to get their children trainers and stuff. So I think it's easy for the people high up to look down and just claim everyone's a fuck when everyone's not a fuck. So that's just my opinion. I think it's a lot bigger than the youths. Obviously a lot of the youths have done it, so you can't really blame no one else, but obviously the youths have done it for a reason. Like, there was no youth clubs or whatever for them to be in. There's nothing for them to do in the day. That's why a lot of them were doing it in the daytime and all daylight too. So I think just to put it on the youth, you have to think about what led them into doing it. Why would they want to fight the police? Like, there's a lot more going on, I feel. So, I mean, blame it on them because they were the ones that were mainly the ones that were taking part in it, but look deeper into it before you just point the finger. Without sounding rude or cheeky, I actually want to laugh about it, because when they want to put your children in care or when they want to arrest your children or whatever, you have no authority over your kids. If people know anything about law and all of this stuff, they know that once you have a birth certificate, you sign your child or whatever over to the Queen. That's what a birth certificate does. So really and truly, the government, the Queen, is in control of the youth. So why is she coming out to bring her children back home? Because when they want to do all that stuff to your kids, you don't have a say. You can't say, no, that's my child, I will take care. When you want to beat your kids, they want to go and arrest you. When you don't bring your children to school, they want to arrest you and fine you. So why suddenly are they trying to call for parents now? It didn't make sense. Parents have no authority over their kids because the government and the police took it away. No, not at all. I think originally it probably did start like that because obviously Mark Duggan was shot, which has now been revealed that he didn't actually shoot his gun. He got 2 bullets put in him for basically no reason. And then it escalated from a girl, a 16-year-old girl, going to the police and then being hit, which obviously angered people because she's 16 and female and it was more than one police. So I think everything started off of that, so being angry at the police and then other people just knowing that because someone else did it and could get away with it, that they can do it and get away with it, because when you know you can get away with something, you're going to push it. So I think now, it's not to do with the police. There is a general hate for the police because of how a lot of police officers treat people and victimize them or stereotype them. So no, it's not completely because of that, it's just because people know they can do it and get away with it, so everyone's going to try and push their luck now. I just think everyone's head's kind of in the clouds right now. Everyone's watching the news and being depressed and down. It's like, I think on the whole, as a conclusion, I think it's a lot bigger than someone being shot, hate for police, youths looting, as they say. I think after this, I think police are allowing this to happen in order for the government to enforce new laws and stuff like that, because it's just coincidental that one of the 3 most powerful people for this country are on holiday whilst all of this is going on. After Tottenham riot happened and people's houses have been burnt down, they should have been here for the next day or whatever, but it took 3 days for them to come back. The Secretary of Defence repeated her answer, or she got questions and she repeated the same thing about 4 times in a row. She hasn't actually said anything. The other Prime Minister, whatever his name is, he just basically, he didn't really say what he's going to do. He just kind of said a couple of things. When he got questions, he wasn't able to answer. So I just think all these people that are out there looting, rioting and stuff, they just kind of need to stop now, because no one else is going to pay. Like, none of the rich people are going to pay that are up in their big houses. Like, all the people in their little tower blocks or whatever, like, they're going to have to pay for it. Your mum that can't afford nothing for you, she's going to be paying more money, so I don't know how you're eating food. But as I said, I just think they're just causing chaos so people can run to the police and be like, help, and start grassing and all sorts of madness, just so they can enforce new laws. When they run up in your house with no warrant to search you, that was your own fault. Like, when they start, when your own parents start giving you up, it's going to be your own fault. But I just think I think new laws will be enforced. The new world order is coming in. One nation, one currency, all of that stuff, and it's all because of our own people just sold us out. Just like in slavery days, just sold us out.